Dear aunts, uncles, brothers, and sisters, have you ever sat alone on a quiet afternoon and suddenly asked yourself, why do I feel so tired? You haven't done anything strenuous. You eat well, sleep enough, don't stay up late, don't overwork, and yet your body feels drained, your mind is foggy, and your spirit feels sluggish for no clear reason. Many people think that's just the way it is, that getting old means getting weak, and being tired is something we just have to accept. But the truth is, that's a familiar belief and a mistaken one. Aging may slow us down, but it doesn't mean we have to live in constant fatigue, because that feeling of exhaustion, discouragement, and weariness every morning, often it doesn't come from age, but from the things we do or don't do every day. There are small habits repeated quietly over time that subtly drain our vitality. We don't notice, we don't guard against them. And then one day, we accept that tiredness as just a part of life, as something inevitable. But if we could pause, take a closer look at how we live, every small action, every meal, every glass of water, every minute of sleep, every passing emotion, we would see that fatigue is not our fate, it's a result. And because it's a result, it can absolutely be changed through awareness, understanding, and a bit of gentleness toward ourselves. Today, let's sit together and gently examine some very familiar causes that often go unnoticed. Not to blame, but to understand. Not to worry, but to begin again in a new way, slower, kinder, and more hopeful. And to begin that journey, let's look at something that seems simple, but is actually the root of many issues older people quietly face every day: dehydration, without even realizing it. It sounds simple, but this is actually a very common condition. After the age of 60, the sense of thirst gradually fades. Many people no longer feel dry-mouthed or thirsty like they did when they were younger, so they go through the day drinking only a few small sips. Yet, inside the body, everything is slowing down. When we don't take in enough water, our blood thickens. The heart has to work harder to pump it throughout the body. The brain gets less oxygen, leading to sluggishness, dizziness, even confusion. Some people even think they might be developing dementia. But in fact, just adjusting your water drinking habits, spreading it out over the day instead of waiting to feel thirsty, can significantly improve mental clarity. Like the story of a 75-year-old woman I once heard about. Just 1 week after changing her water habits, she was noticeably more alert, and her memory improved. Sometimes just a timely sip of water each day is enough to ease the heart's burden, clear the mind, and make the whole body feel alive again. And once we've begun nourishing our bodies with water, we shouldn't forget, our bodies also need movement to keep our blood flowing. Yet many people fall into a common trap, confusing rest with stillness. Many elders believe that as they get older, they should just sit and rest, avoid too much movement. But sitting too long, even if it's just to watch TV, read the paper, or simply rest for health, puts the body into a stagnant state. Blood flows more slowly, joints don't move, muscles weaken. At that point, your energy stops being activated. That tired feeling doesn't come from overwork, it comes from undermoving. I still remember what an elderly man in Hanoi once told me. Didn't do anything all day, just sat there, and by evening, I felt like I'd carried a sack of rice. It sounds funny, but it's very real. Because when we stay still too long, the brain stops receiving signals of activity and our spirit becomes lethargic. The good news is we don't need to do any intense workouts, just standing up and walking around for a few minutes every hour, stretching gently, massaging our arms and legs, even just rubbing our palms together or rotating our ankles and wrists. These small movements send powerful signals to awaken circulation, to awaken the life force quietly resting within our bodies. Yet sometimes, even after drinking enough water and moving regularly, we still feel inexplicably tired. That's when we need to look deeper into our own minds. Because some kinds of fatigue don't come from the body, but from things no one else can see: silent worries, nameless sorrows. Many elders, upon retiring, expect a peaceful life. But inside, there are lingering concerns about their children, their grandchildren, their health, and unfinished matters. These worries, if left unspoken, quietly build up over time, becoming an invisible weight pressing down on both the spirit and the body. When the mind is constantly under stress, the body releases hormones like cortisol, which disrupt sleep, lower mood, and weaken the immune system. That's why some people feel exhausted all the time, even without doing much. drained, and uninterested in anything. If you find yourself in that state, don't force yourself to tough it out. Try writing down your thoughts and worries, fold the paper, and place it in a small box, as if entrusting someone else to hold them for you. Or share them with a loved one, a friend, a doctor, anyone you trust. Speaking them aloud can lighten the heart, and when the spirit is light, the body knows how to heal. Sometimes vitality also comes from something very close to us, our daily meals. Many older adults prefer soft, easy-to-digest foods like plain porridge, white bread, ripe bananas, or sweetened milk, thinking it's gentle on the stomach. But in reality, these foods are high in simple sugars and fast-digesting starches, which cause blood sugar to spike and then crash quickly, leading to dizziness, fatigue, and sudden drowsiness. This prevents the body from receiving steady energy. You finish eating and still feel drained. The more you eat, the more tired you feel, not because you're eating too little, but because you're not eating the right things. Instead, try adjusting your meals a bit. Add a boiled egg, a handful of almonds, some oats, or vegetables. These foods digest more slowly and provide longer-lasting energy. And you'll notice, eating right makes all the difference. You'll feel lighter, more alert, and significantly more energetic. And then, after all our efforts during the day, an equally important piece is a good night's sleep. Some people get a full 7 to 8 hours, but still wake up feeling tired, not wanting to get out of bed. That's because the sleep, though long, wasn't deep. It was disrupted by bright lights, TV sounds, racing thoughts, or simply by poor nighttime habits. Sleep is when the brain cleans up, a time for the body to recover. If sleep is shallow, restless, or short, no matter how many hours you spend in bed, you still won't feel truly rested. The solution lies in preparation: a quiet room, soft lighting, no TV or phone by the bed, dark curtains, a consistent bedtime, and if possible, create a small bedtime ritual: deep breathing, soft music, a dab of essential oil to help your body gradually ease into relaxation. Because good sleep doesn't just refresh the mind, it's a precious medicine that helps us renew ourselves every day. And once your sleep starts to improve, you'll find your spirit feeling brighter. But there's still one more factor, very simple, yet often overlooked: sunlight. Many older adults tend to avoid the sun, preferring to stay indoors all day with the curtains drawn and the lights on, thinking that's bright enough. But artificial light, no matter how strong, can never replace natural sunlight. Sunlight doesn't just warm us, it plays a crucial role in regulating the body's internal biological clock. When we don't get enough sunlight, the brain doesn't produce enough serotonin, a key neurotransmitter that helps us feel alert and happy. And a lack of serotonin during the day means a lack of melatonin at night, making it harder to fall asleep, stay asleep, or reach deep sleep. I once spoke with an elderly man in Dong Nai. He said, "Every morning I take my coffee out to the porch and just sit quietly, doing nothing, letting the sunlight touch my face and hands. After a week, I felt lighter, slept more deeply, and woke up feeling unusually cheerful." Just 10 to 15 minutes each morning, sitting on the porch, opening a window, or walking around the garden is enough to reset your biological rhythm, lift your mood, and reignite your energy for the whole day. But sunlight alone isn't enough, because sometimes, even when we eat well, drink milk daily, and consume plenty of fruits and vegetables, we still feel tired, sleepy, and forgetful. Many assume it's just part of aging, but the truth is, our bodies absorb nutrients much less efficiently as we grow older. The large intestine slows down, the liver weakens, digestive enzymes don't work as well. So even when we eat enough, our bodies may still be deficient in vitamin D, B12, calcium, iron, zinc, without us even realizing it. These micronutrients are vital for blood production, memory retention, nervous system support, and heart health. Without them, the body quietly slips into a state of exhaustion. I once met an elderly man in Than Hoa. He said, "I don't feel like doing anything. I eat, then just want to sleep. In the morning, I don't even want to get out of bed." His family thought he was depressed, but after a blood test, the doctor found he was severely deficient in vitamin D and B12. After proper supplementation, he said, "It felt like energy was pumped back into me." That's why regular health checkups, especially micronutrient testing, are so important. Not to find disease, but to understand what the body lacks and needs so we can supplement correctly, not too much, not too little. A little proactiveness can transform your inner vitality. And if sunlight and nutrition nourish the body, then joy is what nourishes the soul. Sadly, after retirement, many people gradually lose their joy for life. No more work, no more responsibilities, no more things that make the heart race with excitement. Each day is spent going in circles, eating, sleeping, cleaning, watching TV, then sleeping again. The cycle repeats until life begins to feel like a clock that's still ticking but has lost its spirit. I remember hearing an elderly woman in Long On say, "I'm still alive, but like a shadow of who I once was." That sentence struck me deeply, because losing joy means losing the reason to live. And when that happens, the body no longer has a reason to generate energy. Even with enough food and sleep, you still feel tired and empty. But the good news is, joy doesn't have to be something extravagant. It can come from the smallest things: a new potted plant, an old favorite song, a family photo, a phone call to an old friend, or simply hearing a grandchild laugh. If each day brings just one thing that makes us smile, that alone gives the body a reason to awaken and live fully. Yet sometimes, even after changing our lifestyle and trying to rediscover joy, the body still feels sluggish with no clear explanation. And one often overlooked cause is inappropriate medication use. At an older age, taking daily medications becomes second nature. Pills for blood pressure, diabetes, joint pain, heart health, sometimes 5 or 6 kinds. But not everyone realizes some of these medications can clash with each other. One might cause drowsiness, while another stimulates the nervous system. And this internal tug of war leaves the body in a constant state of tension and fatigue. I once knew an elderly man in Gia Lai. He was on 7 different medications a day and just wanted to lie down all the time. His son brought the prescription to a pharmacist, only to find that 2 of the drugs had opposing effects. After adjusting the regimen, the man was able to move around again, and his spirits noticeably improved. That's why you should never hesitate to ask your doctor. Take the initiative to review your medications if your body starts showing unusual signs. Sometimes just removing one unnecessary drug can bring a surprising sense of relief. And finally, something that may seem small but holds immense healing power: laughter. Someone once said, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." And that rings especially true for older adults. Laughter isn't just an expression of joy. It's a natural medicine that relieves stress, boosts immunity, and improves circulation. I'll never forget an elderly woman in Ninthuan. After losing her spouse, she lived in deep silence. Each day passed quietly, until one day she adopted a little cat. She told me, "I felt alive again. I had something to look forward to, something to laugh about." Just one small thing was enough to shift her emotional landscape. So ask yourself, what makes you laugh? A lighthearted comedy show, a funny story from your grandchild, or an old dish that brings back warm memories? Do more of that, because laughter, it's a free gift with healing powers no pill can match. Dear aunts, uncles, brothers, and sisters, we often think that staying healthy in old age requires big secrets, complicated methods, or expensive medicines. But the truth is quite the opposite. Good health doesn't lie in distant things. It lives in the little acts, when done consistently and patiently, that build a strong foundation for both body and spirit. A timely sip of water, not just to quench thirst, but to remind the body that we care. A nourishing meal, not fancy, just balanced, is enough to feed our cells. A simple walk around the house, it may seem trivial, but it helps blood flow, keeps joints flexible, and clears the mind. A morning spent basking in sunlight, not just warming the skin, but also soothing the soul. And more than that, a hug for a loved one, a story shared with a grandchild, a smile to your own reflection in the mirror. These are the gentle medicines that nourish the soul from within. Because healthy aging isn't just about living long, it's about living well, living lightly, living with clarity of mind and a heart that still knows how to feel. If something in today's video made you reflect or reminded you of yourself, then please believe this: it's never too late to begin again. Each day is an opportunity. Even if the steps are slow, as long as they're in the right direction, your body can still heal, your spirit can still brighten, and life can still be as precious as ever. If you found today's message helpful, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, or share this video with family and friends so together we can spread more positivity and kindness to others. wishing you a reason to smile each day, something small to look forward to, and something that reminds you life is still worth living. See you again in the next video, where we'll continue the journey to find wellness, not just for the body, but for the soul. Thank you, and peace be with you.